Welcome, Susan Wright Regan.
Nice to see you today
You too. Where are you based?
in Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay. And can you tell us a little bit about your journey, your creative life? I know that you're a lifelong dancer, for example.
I did have my own dance studio and performed. I did a few TV commercials and things like that for about 52 years. And I retired at the age of 69, which is about 4 years ago, almost five. And I always wanted to play a musical instrument, but I never had the time. That my time was very taken up with my studio. I worked almost 24/7. I had over 300 pupils at one time, so I was very, very busy. And we were involved in competitions and things like that. But one of the first things I wanted to do when I retired was do something for my mind, but I also wanted it to be enjoyable. So that's why I decided, well, for 20 years, I've wanted to play the harp. And I say that because about 20 years ago, we were at the aquarium in Florida, and we were watching, just sitting, observing the fish and watching the fish. And a lady came in with a harp and she started to play. And I had never been close to one or heard one singularly. And it was just mesmerizing. The, the feeling that came over me, I could not forget. But I was just very busy with my life, and my life went on. I have three children, so I mean, I was very busy. And then about 10 years ago, I was on a cruise in the Mediterranean, and there was a woman on there. Her name was Mary Amanda Fairchild, who was a harpist. And for the second time, I was mesmerized by this sound and this instrument, and never played an instrument before, never even read a piece of music. So I went up to her and I just started talking to her, and she gave me like a mini lesson, and that went on. She did it twice in the course of the cruise, and she says, "Well, if she says you're going to be one of my students that are out there," she said, and I didn't know what she was talking about out there, and so I said to my partner Ray, I said, I think now that I've retired, I'm going to just look into the harp. So I rented one. And I said, oh, this is pretty. I'm just going to put it in the living room and pluck out a few tunes here and there, which I did. And he said, I think you should take a few lessons. Took a few lessons, and that was it. I was hooked.
Wow, wow. And starting starting an instrument after retiring, what was that like for you?
It was totally, people will say, oh, well, you were always, involved in music and everything. It must have been very easy. I used to practice 2, 3 hours a day just to get a little thing. And it was difficult. It was difficult, but sometimes things that are difficult are the things that are worthwhile.
Yeah.
So even if I made a little bit of progress, it propelled me forward. And that's how I just kept going. I would do a little bit and then a little bit more, and it just kept propelling me forward. And it was difficult, but I mean, it's something that I do every single day, and because of the conditions that the world is in right now, I haven't been able to play. I got to the point where I was playing for nursing homes and senior centers, and uh, I really enjoyed that, but I'm not doing that right now. But the harp has helped me cope during this time. It's maintained the wellness of my mind, and it gives me a routine and some kind of a connection with people in our community. And it helps me maintain my mental and emotional well-being, just because I know that every day it's there waiting for me. And I hope to be creative that day and work on another piece of music. And so it was difficult, and it still is difficult, but it's something that I love. And I think if no matter how difficult something can be, is if you love doing it, it makes it worthwhile.
I really appreciate your saying that because I truly believe that it's inspiration that keeps us motivated, and your inspiration just shines out so clearly. And when you stay in touch with the inspiration and you celebrate all those little bits of progress every day that end up to the big wins in the end, that's what actual sustainable creativity looks like. You know, people oftentimes will just see the final product, right? They'll see us performing or making our videos, which you make now. It's wonderful. Um, and they just think it happened. But it's just all these micro steps every single day. So can you tell us a little bit about how doing the Bright Way process has affected your creativity?
Well, it's told me that everybody can be creative,
Mm.
and it's something that teaches me something about myself, and what I need and what I want to have a fulfilled life. And I never realized that I needed or wanted to be creative. And I started reading The Bright Way, and it wasn't just for people who were very expertise in their field. I think it's for everyone, and I think it's a way that people can live. It's not just something that, oh, I'm creative today, but it's not going to happen tomorrow. Or yeah, I created some little thing this week, and that'll be good enough for this year. It's something that I think that we live, and I also think that it has taught me something about myself and what I need and what I want in life. And for me, it has something to do with the harp. But it's not only that. I mean, I'm outside with flowers, or I'm doing something, cooking in the kitchen. And instead of just doing it, I think of ways that I could be a little more creative in doing it.
Right. Yeah. I think when we are creative like that with our everyday life, it makes us feel fulfilled. I mean, it's just a direct correlation. If
Absolutely.
we are interacting with that thing, cooking, say, and we're transforming that thing, and we see that transformation, that's what creativity is this co-creation together. So yeah, I really appreciate hearing how you have brought this intense focus on harp to now spread out to everything in your life, because as we do one thing, so we do everything, as they say, you know. So this type of creativity is not an isolated category. It's really more of a way of life.
That's how I feel. I mean, in the last probably 6 or 7 months, I've had health problems. Plus, everybody has had problems with the coronavirus and everything else. And I've spent a lot of time in the house. If I did not have this feeling of creativity, I think I wouldn't have been able to maintain the wellness of my mind, and the joy that I have. I really do have joy in life. I really do. And I think the creativity has helped me, because otherwise, if you woke up every morning and it was the same mundane thing day after day after day, and you weren't moving forward in your life, I think then people start to have mental and emotional problems, and they're not connected. Now you would say, well, how do you connect with people and be creative just in your own house? But through our community I never knew anything about Zoom or anything like that.
We were well prepared for this, weren't we?
But it seems that almost every day there is, if I wanted to, there was some way that I could connect with people and explore my creativity through that. Um, and it wasn't anything that I really kind of actually looked for. After reading it and after thinking about being creative in my life, it just kind of happened.
Yeah.
It
It's a
just
natural,
happened,
I
and
think it's
and
our
I think
natural
it's
state.
yeah. I think that connecting with the community and trying to, everyone wants to maintain their wellness in their mind, but you need to have some kind of a routine, I think. and
Hmm.
you have to still be connected with people, even though you're in your own home. I have a routine, and I connect through this creative life that we've started. So
Yeah, I love it. I love that you're emphasizing the joy and fulfillment aspect and how when that is catered to, when that is taken care of, then our resilience increases. And we really
absolutely.
need resilience in these times. So oftentimes, yeah, we emphasize the very joyous and positive aspects of creativity. The great side effect of all of that is that when things do go wrong, which they will, and what an amazing challenge this year has been, uh, we are better able to cope with it. And since our resilience has been built up, we have this reserve to draw from. And we need to make deposits into that reserve beforehand. We can't wait until things have hit a crisis point and then try and build it up, because already, we're kind of flat on the ground. It's very hard to pick ourselves up. So I really appreciate your bringing this uh, this resilience piece.
You know, I never had a journal or anything like that, but I have been kind of keeping a little one now. But one of the little things that I read, I think in the Bright Way, or maybe it was in our circle, I'm not sure, but I'm trying to reinforce every day the choices that you can make toward a creative life. So I put together a few little things that I've been writing down, because
Yeah.
I don't even remember when it was, but one time you were speaking and you said something about write these things down. You'll see how much you've done. And I've started to do that. I have my little journal here that I keep
Oh,
every,
I love it.
but I came up with these few little things just to reinforce every day the choices you can make toward a creative life. Be mindful of what we're doing, not mindless. So just don't cook mindlessly. Oh, I'm just going to cook this. Be mindful of what you're doing and be optimistic and not pessimistic.
Mm.
I try to do that, kind of a reality optimism. I mean, you can't just walk around thinking that everything is going to be wonderful, but you can choose to be more
Absolutely.
optimistic and not pessimistic.
Hmm. And I do believe
And
that affects the outcome much more than on the
and
optimistic
and
side.
try to be passive toward your creativity, not I mean, try to be active, not passive toward it. So
Right.
I mean, you say, oh, I want to be creative, but you can't just sit here and say,
Yeah.
oh, I want to be creative. You have to actively do something about it. So
Yes.
I put that down, and trying to be accepting and not think that everything is really challenging. Say, oh, this might be a little difficult, but I'm going to accept it and I'm going to try to move on,
Hmm.
and try to be giving and not taking all the time. So I do
I
try to
love these
give.
thoughts, Susan. Oh God, they're so beautiful for creativity and for life in general, just for living a good life, a life that we enjoy.
But the thing is, too, sometimes you come across people that are always so negative,
Yeah.
and it's always a woe is me, and it's always why is it me. And I believe that in life there's not a lot of accidents. Things happen for a purpose, and
Yeah.
they also happen because maybe we've done something that we shouldn't have done or something like that. But I mean, I think if we kind of live our life in a certain way, it's not, I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, believe me, because I'm someone that knows that things aren't always perfect.
Yeah.
But you can be in pain, but you sometimes you're not struggling. You understand that, and you just, you know, deal with things, and
Yeah.
it makes your life a little more fulfilling that way too, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah, I really feel that, what you're presenting is a solution out of feeling stuck, of feeling pessimistic, of feeling like you're out of control of your own life and you're the victim of everything else that's happening to you. It's a way of regaining that internal strength so that you can cope with the things that do go wrong, which they do. We know they do, and we can't stop that from happening, but our response makes all the difference.
But see, I think change and things that go wrong is part of life, and you learn from those things. It's not like, oh, this happened, something must be wrong. But I think if people understand that that's what life is all about, and you have to kind of embrace that as part of life. It's not like,
Yeah.
oh, that's terrible for me. That's life. So you meet it head on and you say, you know what, how am I going to deal with this situation? Is it going to be woe is me, or is it going to be, oh, maybe I'll learn something from it and move on?
Right. The
Um,
creative path really shows us this because if we stop at every single mistake we make and say, well, that's a sign that I'm not supposed to be playing the harp, rather than, oh, I wonder why, why does this sound like this? Or why is this passage feeling so awkward? And we stop and examine, and then we know we can fix it. Maybe we can't fix it today or even this whole week or a month, whatever, but we have faith that eventually we'll hit on the solution. That becomes a template for dealing with anything in life.
and I feel sometimes too that especially my creative path with the harp is not so much that it's about the perfection. It's about the journey. It's about the creativity. It's about the connection with the people I mean, we're not playing the harp right now, but it's through that I made a connection with you. So I think it's not so much the perfection, it's the connection. It's what you can give to other people. I mean, to be a giving person and not to be someone who's always taking, but try to give as much as you can to other people. I think that's part of creativity. I mean, if you just sat just like a bump on a log and not doing anything, whether it's perfect or not, I don't even think that's the important thing. I think it's the thing is the connection.
The connection. It's all about that. All about that. Ah, I love what you're saying. So the other part of what I would love to underpin in what you're saying is how you went inside and really connected to what is it that you want to say and what you want to do. You really made this a very personal creative path. Could you talk a little bit more about that? Because I think sometimes people get a little bit waylaid on their creative path. They'll start taking lessons and they'll play whatever their teacher tells them to play. They start getting very concerned about maybe these external markers, like I want to win this certain award. Everything becomes externally focused rather than really owning what is it that you like and what you want to do.
Well, my path with the harp started before I even started playing it. My mother was extremely ill and she had dementia, and she was in a nursing home for about a year. And I would spend afternoons, lunchtime before I went to work, I'd have lunch with her. At that time, I had my dance studio. So the only thing I could do for her, she loved music, was to bring my students there. So I would have the students go and they would perform for the people. And at the time, that's what I could do. But I saw that a lot of the times they would just be sitting there and they'd put music on the television, or they'd have it piped in or something like that. But it didn't seem to affect these people at all. They just sat there, which was heartbreaking to me. So when I brought the children in and I would play the music and they would dance, you would see something. I think music kind of lights a spark in someone's brain if it's been maybe shut down for a while. So I could see this little spark. So my mother passed away about 2 years before I stopped teaching, but it was always in the back of my mind that that these people needed more, I thought, than what they were getting musically. So I knew that they liked music from the 40s, from the 50s, like more of an American songbook type of music. And I love that music too, because this I'm just going to revert for a minute. The first memories as a child that I have was my father picking me up in the kitchen and dancing to Over the Rainbow and the Tennessee Waltz and some of these old songs, but it's a memory of music and my father that I can never, I think I was only probably 2 years old when all this happened, but it was very,
You're making me cry.
it's something, oh,
It's so
it's something that,
beautiful. I
it's
feel this
something
energy coming
that I
through.
could never forget. I mean, I can close my eyes now and that house doesn't even exist anymore, but I could be transported there. Anyway, so I started playing and I'm saying to myself, you know, what type of music did I want to play? And I did have a teacher at that time. She primarily taught children and she was teaching me, I don't know, things that I really had no connection with at all. So I would bring a list in to her and say, gee, I really would like to play this and this. And so she'd help me a little bit, but it really, I was the one that kind of propelled myself forward to play this type of music. So I made a decision that I was going to try to play music that would connect with people. And I do play obscure things too, but I'm saying music that people, oh, I know that song. I can sing a little of that song. And so that's what I kind of have been tuning into. And I'm not even forgetting your question now. But anyway, I'm tuning into this type of music that people could connect with, young people and old people. And so I wrote a little letter to the different nursing homes and I brought the letter there personally. And I said that I was still a beginner player, but I really wanted to bring something. And the first place I went was where my mother was. And they were the first people to hire me. And I said I would play for them the first time gratis, just to see if they were interested. And if they were interested, I would love to come back and play for them. And I had like 9 different things scheduled for now with these people, but it'll come back. It will come
I
back.
remember when you started that journey and
Yeah.
reaching out and just
But
how
I'm practicing
exciting.
every day, so now I have more songs to play
Yeah.
for them.
uh, Wonderful. So, what is one misperception that people might have about creativity that you would like to help them let go of?
Well, that it is only for expert people, people that are an expertise in playing a musical instrument, um, acting on a stage, dancing. Someone with the simplest amount of ability can be creative. And I think it's a way that you live your life. It's not something that just is for certain old people that have been expert pianists and they can be creative. I think it's for everyone. I think everyone can be creative, whether they're young, whether they're old, whether they're well-versed in whatever subject they're doing, whether it's poetry or playing the harp or acting or singing. I think anybody can live a creative life, even if it's someone who's a cook or
Yeah.
anything like that.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Absolutely. I totally agree. And what is one thing that you would like to share with people as encouragement going forward on their creative journey? I know you'd been talking a little bit about cross training, for example.
Well, I do the cross training just because I want to fill my day up with creativity, and I do different things. But just to know that they can move forward, even if it's only a little step at a time to be creative. Start with little steps, and you'll see how far it will take you. Because in my journey, I never thought that I could be creative. I never thought it was something. I mean, I was creative doing choreography, but I mean, I went to college, everything else was dance from the time I was probably 6. After I had polio when I was a child. So that's how I got involved in dancing. The doctors at Children's Hospital in Boston told my mother that my heel cords and everything were extremely tight. and I was having difficulty in walking. So they told her to put me in dance or ballet. And that's how I started dancing. And I remember, just like the harp, I remember my mother taking me to a dance recital. I can even close my eyes and remember where we were sitting in the auditorium. And when I saw the children up there dancing, and I was having trouble walking at that time, that's what I wanted to do. I said, next time we come here, I'm going to be up on that stage. And that's how I got involved in dance. But that was a very creative path, because you listened to music and in your mind you tried to think of what movements would go with that music. And when you were doing choreography, and you had to take into consideration how advanced the students were, what age they were, how appropriate it was for them. But then when I retired, I figured all those skills, just put them on the back burner, and I wouldn't be creative anymore. And to Diana, and it
Uh,
started in all over again. But I think once a creative person, always a creative person, I think it would be difficult for me to live not being creative,
yeah.
clothes wise, flowers, cooking, um, the harp, anything. Even your,
Conversation. Yeah.
I was just going to say that, even my conversation with you today. But I think you don't have to be playing a musical instrument, and you don't have to be well versed in whatever it is to be creative. But I think you can try to understand your path in life by being creative. I think if you just let everyone else tell you where you're going all the time and where you should be all the time, and you didn't listen to your inner voice and let it come out through your creativity, I think you're not living your life to its fullest.
Yes. Yeah. Very, very wise words and direct experience words. You've lived this, you've walked it, you walk it shining bright today, even in these hard times. So, what an inspiration you are.
Well, that's a very nice words that you're saying to me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You made it very easy to talk to you. Naturally, I was a little nervous beforehand.
Well, I think it's really nice for people to hear that because they'll see you and feel like, oh, look at Susan, she has everything together. She's so beautiful, articulate, accomplished. And then to hear like, oh, actually, I felt nervous, they'll be like, oh, really? And it gives them, a little bit of hope that they too can walk the creative path and be brave and shine their light. So thank you so
No,
much.
thank you for the opportunity. It was my pleasure. Believe me, I try to experience as much as I can in life, and this is a bright star for me today. So just another thing that I can say, oh, this is what I did today. I was a little bit creative anyway.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Susan.
No, thank you. It was my pleasure.
Yay.
Thank you.
Talk soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.